Hi, this is Sridhar Rangan. I'm logging in again, and I just hope that all of you are here. So we are going to be here very soon. Sona will join us. So we are live again, and I just hope that all of you have joined back again because we are all waiting to talk to Sona, and that'll be awesome. I just hope that it'll not be echoing right now. I've turned off my particular speaker. I don't know whether that's a problem per se. So Duraya, should I keep myself on mute? Is that the correct way to do this here? No, right? So we're waiting. Yeah, there's so many other people who want to be in the live video. Sorry guys, you cannot be on the live video except only Sona Mahapatra and me can be on the live video. Those are the only two people who can be on the live video. I'm sorry about that. So don't mute. Okay, so as I was saying, Kashish 2021 will be happening from May 20th to June 6th, spread over 3 weekends. And I'm really happy to invite all of you to join. The registration information is there on, the registration information is there on mumbaiquefest.com. So you can basically go there and find out the registration information under the tab attend. Yeah, so she's here. I'm going to add her right now. So
Hello.
yeah, Suna is back here. So good to have you back. I just hope that everything is sorted out. I don't know whether it's from my end or your end.
Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you now totally, but I hope there's no echo right now.
No, I'm not hearing an echo, but if others are, they should tell us.
You can hear me now? Yeah.
Something else now.
Yeah. So Rohini, Duraya, you think there's an echo right now or Sona is clear? Please let us know so that we can proceed. Yes, now clear. People have given a thumbs up. So now that's fantastic. So great. So we can now have a conversation with Sona Mahapatra, the singer, performer, producer, and social commentator. Nice to have you, Sona, on Kashish Handle. Appreciate you joining in, and let's have a chat. So we were discussing about your early time as a single. You always want to perform on a stage, and so how was your beginnings as a singer? That's what we want to talk about.
I think beginnings I did mention. I mean, I'm an engineer. I'm an MBA. I was academically oriented, but music and the stage was a passion. I've trained in Hindustani classical music, and I believe it has provided one of the strongest foundations in terms of. And so I do tell people that if you get a chance, I don't take pride in telling कि हाँ bathroom singer हैं ऐसे नहीं है. There is a beautiful heritage to tap into in our country in terms of different styles. But folk music has been always my biggest passion, so to say. And I take pride in the fact that you will see colors of folk music from different parts of the country in my stylistic aesthetic influences. I decided quite some time ago that my path will not be that of seeking this big break in playback music, and I'm very, very, very grateful that it happened. That I have there's a big role in film music in terms of reach and a very quick connection to the whole country. It's the easiest way to get popular and big. So yeah, beat Ambar Sariya, Jia Lagena, I mean all those Naina, the big songs that I have, I'm very, very grateful for. But I take just as much pride in the fact that I think I put all my savings to release my first album. I mean, I wanted to create it independently without the interference of, and despite the offers from HMV and Virgin at that time, I just felt the creative content was getting very compromised, and I decided to hold back. So my release happened much later. There were people saying that, you could have released in your early 20s and you waited till the end of your 20s to get your first release. But I think I stand by the fact that my first album, Sona, still holds me in good stead. I'm still asked to sing Bolona wherever I go. Sushant Digvijaykar, who was also supposed to be part of this conversation and very dear to me because I take pride in the fact that when I was a judge on Saregamapa and he was a contestant, he was somebody I picked for my gharana or my team. He was one of the first and the easiest choices to make because such a talented live wire performer and everything. He had the total package working for him, and he could be as gorgeous as she as he could be. I mean, something absolutely like all-encompassing gorgeousness Sushant has. And Rani Kohinoor, I like to yet call him. But yeah, and the journey has been such that nobody would have expected an outlier like me to be even a judge of a mainstream singing reality show. But I think the story there is, I mean, just we live in better times than what people like to think they are in. Because if somebody like me who had a voice which was always made fun of at a certain stage, my own grandmother used to say ki Sona gana gaegi to bahar se, you know the dogs will come running, which was not a complimentary thing. So there was
But which is your favorite song of all the songs you have sung till now? No, you can't name one, I'm sure, but you can pick
I
one.
really
Let's say.
can't. It's always, it's always basis the day on the mood. And it doesn't even have to be one of my songs for it to be my favorite in that particular day. So I don't have any favorite song per se. I think favorite artists I can talk about. Artists who have, who not only sing, but tell you a story. The storyteller artists have always been my favorite kinds. People who can paint a whole visual surroundings while they sing, so and live performances do that for you more than anything else. So, and also artists who go beyond just beautiful singing or beautiful performances. I've always followed and been inspired by Harry Belafonte there, an artist like Mirabai in India, people who influenced change around them. And not necessarily in this rara activist kind of way. You don't have to sing a song full of lyrics that is doing some anthemic thing for you to affect change. You can affect change in the most subliminal of ways. Currently, I think the best makeup and hair styling was won by this film in the Oscars yesterday.
Maharani's Bottom.
Yes, yes.
It's a
And
beautiful film.
her music, she was a blues musician, and her lyrics ascribed to, I mean, her sexuality, which was fluid. And I just think we are in better times where we can have these conversations, we can have films, we can have people like Sushant, incredible artists who are celebrated even in the mainstream television. It wasn't the case a few years ago. And I must be honest with you, Sridhar, I grew up in a very conservative environment. I didn't even, I mean, I had nothing to feel ashamed or otherwise. The truth is, I didn't even know what gay was till I was 22. And that's really late. I had no clue. I had no clue. I mean, for all the literature I had read, all the cinema I had watched, I don't know what environment I was in that I had no clue that there is a concept outside of this heterosexual world, that I inhabited. Heteronormative. I've just learned these names. So the first time I encountered, was a band member of mine. She was Chitra then. She's Krishna now. She changed her name.
Okay.
And taken charge of her identity. Brilliant musician. We were in our early 20s, and she joined my band. I had no clue that she loved girls, and I shared many rooms with her. And earlier on, we didn't have the benefit of having individual rooms to ourselves. So I got talking to her, and while I was very curious because she was very open about her identity, and she was estranged from her family at that time, I just knew one thing. While I didn't understand it because I had not grown up with any understanding of it, I knew I was only at best curious. I wanted to know more. I don't know how that it didn't occur to me that it is something to be either wary of or to snigger or to question in any way or judge. It just seemed that I needed to understand more. And actually, Krishna played a very important role in sharing her life with me. And I mean, I remember I was 25 or 26. And you see her in my first music video. आजा वे आजा वे आजा बीचा, बैठा क्यों बादल पीछे, एक बार तो आके नीचे, आह मुझसे आंख मिला, आह आह वे आ जाओ आ जहा, आ जाओ आ जहा, आजा वे आजा बीचा. I just took a break to sing because I thought
Wow. Thank you for singing the ditty.
This video, the song, very few people understand the fact that I'm literally challenging that higher force. I'm saying कि भाई तू है नहीं है, अगर है तो अपने आप को दिखा. And you know, there is a whole rebellion that is infused in a song which is very, I think, very smartly masked as a love song or a Sufiana song or a regular fun peppy dance song. So the kind of music that, or literature or cinema that excites me is when it's not preaching, when it's not saying things, you know, in your face.
Correct.
The fact that we have LGBTQ narratives without it having to, like Almodovar as a filmmaker, is someone I discovered when I met Ram Sampath around 15 years ago. I had no clue about world cinema. I had grown up watching Auntie Number One and the DLJ. That was my only idea of watching cinema, and a few English films here and there. Okay, so when I watched All About My Mother, and I watched, he always seemed to tell stories about what would you say, the fringe or the people who are othered, and it made an immediate connection with me. I found it to be such powerful storytelling and what really got me was it was not trying to, वो लाचारी नहीं थी. There was no neediness to tell a story saying, no, we are telling a story about a transgender, or it was so vulgar. I mean, I can endlessly, you know, go on about how amazing the film that I truly, the half of it, I'm very terrible with remembering names, but on Netflix there's this film called The Half of It, which is a coming of age tale of a young girl who is helping this, you know, high school jock, this write love letters to this other girl. And actually both of them are in love with this girl, and it was a coming of age, sweet little story. And I just love stories that, you know, normalize the whole aspect of being whatever you are without having to, you know, preach or to shove it down.
Yeah, that's what we tried to kind of show at Kashish. We this year at Kashish 2021 we received 800 submissions. So 800 people submitted to show at Kashish. So we basically, our preview team basically makes a pre-selection, and we are finally programming around 200 of those films. And each of these films are not just an LGBTQ film. They're great cinema, you know. That's what you're also talking about. Films which need not just be about focus about LGBTQ issue. It could be just about a life, about a person, about the family, about their general day-to-day life per se, or the romances or the breakups. It's important to discuss breakups also, of course, not just romances. So that's the basic. We are going to be showing around 200 films over 12 days of screening from May 20th to June 6th. But before we come to that, so you have won, I mean, your film Shut Up Sona won the National Award for Best Editing. So that's been a huge thing, I'm sure, because like my own film Breaking Free won I was the editor of that film, and I won the National Award in 2016. And same thing, we had shot over 7 years, had 700 hours of footage, and to condense that into 82-minute film was a nightmare. So how was it for you producing Shut Up Sona?
You know, I'm also the protagonist of Shut Up Sona, as well as the producer. And I had no choice because I would have loved for somebody else to produce it or finance it and all of that. But you would know better than probably most other people that, you know, women creators themselves are pretty much an othered community when it comes to the creative community. And documentary as a genre itself is not very well backed in India. And I hope things will change, because the greatest validation is that not only did the film win the national award, we took an incredible journey around the world, because I think at least 6 out of the top 10 festivals, fiction and documentary, Hot Docs Canada, New York Doc Fest, Rotterdam IIFR, the Gothenburg Festival,
Yeah.
Sweden, Sheffield, London Film Festival. We managed to be the official selection there. And while we were making it for 3 years, Sridhar, me and my friend Deepti Gupta, because she is a cinematographer whom I have hugely admired for years. She's a dear friend, and she turned filmmaker with this, and she's directed the film. We just, while we were making it, 300 hours of footage, we were shooting. I would literally be working, trying to earn and then fund the film, because ambition-wise, it was covering more than 17, 18 cities and towns, which is very, very ambitious for a documentary film in terms of trying to afford it without any finance. Everybody thought these two friends are up to pata nahi kya kar rahe hain, home video bana rahe hain kuch. Nobody took us seriously, nobody took us seriously. They were like some indulgent thing she is up to, and well, having collected 300 hours of footage, I must mention Arjun Gaurisaria, who seems to be someone who had the patience to not only go through all of that, but also to craft Shut Up Sona. And Sridhar, I want you to watch the film even before it comes on an OTT platform, which, touchwood, it should be around the corner for the whole country to watch. I know that I was literally pushed against a corner when I decided to make it. I felt all the doors were shutting down on me in the industry. I had some of my biggest hits with Satyamev Jayate, Mujhe Kya Bechega Rupaiya, Ambar Sariya, Naina, like big hits. And yet, I just felt the opportunities coming my way were just not commensurate to what I had to offer. And modestly speaking, I felt my talent deserved so much more reach in my country, and it was just not coming my way. And I was done with sitting and waiting around for others to give me a break. I said, what the hell? I should make my own film. Who's going to stop me from singing my songs here?
Right.
Because, in the industry, if anybody is noting, and if at all anything, I find my greatest allies, honestly, in the LGBTQ community, because they would understand the pain when I say that representation of women in music in the mainstream industry is pathetic. 8 out of 100 songs need a female voice, and these numbers are not something I'm cooking up. It's been the case for the last decade, where there are hardly any solo songs for women. There are hardly, the duets hardly have us in the chorus, like just instrument, like a ornamentation. And I was like, with things drying up, and then being a vocal woman like me, somebody who stands for things and, has an opinion and fights for it, just very quickly people put you on the outside, saying that please keep her away. This woman is trouble. She has a point of view. Just keep her away. And I was like, I have to, I need to, I literally felt choked. I felt I wasn't getting a voice. I wasn't getting any opportunities. And I was not one to sit and just cry and complain or feel that life is over. I decided to make this film. I said, I'll put everything behind it, all my savings, and I'll run out there, do whatever it takes. I never used to perform in weddings. I started doing weddings so that I could fund my film. And I'm very happy I discovered the joy of performing in weddings, because there's absolutely nothing wrong. I was wrong all these years thinking that weddings mein nahi gaungi, main to concert artist hu. But the film got made. We traveled around. It was like, I started by saying it's a love letter to our country, which is uncomfortable with my presence of my empowerment or emancipation, whatever you might call it. And but the country has given me a lot of love, Sridhar, and I must only show gratitude for that also. And I just feel people around the world are doing incredible stuff with very little. The best of films are being made in societies where people don't even have the, Iranian films. I mean, the storytelling across the smaller places are like incredible. I would
like Iran and Turkey makes for some of the best films per se, I mean, and the way things are socially not really conducive to women or LGBTQ people, and still they're making some of the great cinemas, and also they're making fantastic LGBTQ cinema. So that's really amazing. We are just programming some of the films from Iran and Turkey, and that's really amazing. So tell us about basically when is it being released, Shut Up Sona? We're all waiting to see that.
fingers crossed. We've just done the festival rounds. We are still playing in a couple of festivals. The France Feminist Festival has invited us. We opened the Texas Film Festival just last week. And I think in India, it should come out sometime by the end of the year. Because since we are still doing the festival round and the pandemic slowed things up a bit. So
I know.
nothing is real, nothing is... and I just feel when the time is right, it will come out. Right now, we are just in discussions, and I think fingers crossed things seem. I mean, there's also a broadcasting deal which is being discussed, so it might also have a television release, which is very rare for documentaries.
Yeah, that would be brilliant.
Yeah, and I really hope that opens up things for other documentaries and other documentary filmmakers, because many people who have interviewed me about Shut Up Sona. Oh, so you are the actor in Shut Up Sona, and I find it so difficult to explain that documentary में कोई actor नहीं होता है. I'm doing myself.
I know. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, tell us, how did you kind of enjoy performing at the Kashish Liberty stage? You performed in 2016 and also 2017, 2 consecutive years, and you brought such amazing energy to the stage, and the crowd was just going crazy. What was your experience? We enjoyed it. What was your experience?
I'll tell you something. The first time I performed for the Kashish, I was invited, but I want to do it. There's no way I would not want to do this. At the same time, I felt it was such an opportunity. I knew the resources were scarce, so we didn't have our usual jing bang lights and things that prop you up. I knew that the performance has to be very intimate from the heart. I can't have my full band and carry my whole diva-giri out there. And yet the divas in the crowd more than made up for the lack of what I thought was ornamentation on stage, because I was blown. And I'm really proud of the fact that I took some chances, because a couple of days before the performance, I said, normally on stage, when I do a bunch of things, because I always choose even my clothes in a certain way to tell a story. There's a sartorial story being told. As an artist, you want to express yourself not only musically, but in so many ways. And for the first Kashish performance, I decided I'm going to go as Ardhanarishwar. Half man,
Correct.
half woman, avatar of Shiva and Parvati together, and such a glorious Shiv Shakti, symbolism in that image of yin and yang and the balance and whatever else. And I remember dressing up and going on stage, and I mean, I think everything just erupted. And I had only 2 guitar players, and normally it's like a 10-member band and a lot of electronics and a lot of lights. And here there were 2 guitar players only, no electronica, no lights, not even my regular sound engineer. But oh my God, what an electric crowd. I just felt, I think, a deep connection. I've always felt a deep connection with my audience, but this audience was spectacular. I think we followed it up. And you must know this, Sridhar, you should be proud of the fact that Kashish features very prominently in my Shut Up Sona film.
Okay.
Yes, because the second performance, because I decided I don't want to just repeat myself and just take a bunch of songs there. I think the audience of Kashish deserves so much more, because I always tell this to my my bands, and I have a crew, younger people whom I'm mentoring, and I say, what you think is a film festival is not where music is at the heart of it, but and a music stage is very big and very different, and we get to play that. But in the most unexpected of quarters, you get the most exciting opportunities to do something creative that you would not take a chance with elsewhere. So I decided to invite another dear friend of mine, Sanjukta Wagh, who is a Kathak dancer, and she's a very, very unusual artist, because she's a thinking artist. She does a lot of conceptual work with her foundation Beej. So I told Sanjukta, let's do something for Kashish. And Sanjukta is not easy to convince to get on stage just anywhere, but for Kashish, she said, I'm on. And we sat down together and said, what should we do differently for this audience? And I take great joy in saying that particular moment when we decided ki we shall depict 2 raginis. Very few people know that in Hindustani classical music, we don't only have ragas, which is the male ragas. We also have raginis. So they are female counterparts of the ragas. And we said we will pick up 2 raginis Todi and Bhairavi and depict them making love on stage, you know. And our culture and mythology has always been so inclusive and large-hearted. It's very sad that people forget that when they try and give us their idiotic moral finger waggings, you know. Whenever I say anything on social media regarding this, they try and teach me a bit more about my culture. And I'm like, Todi and Bhairavi as a musician are very, very controversial rags to try and sing together. They somehow just don't merge. It's very difficult to sing them one after the other. The notes get messed up. And I think I did mess up. I would have done a better job now. But I think it was
fabulous. What do you say? It was you people set the stage of fire totally, you know.
I think the stage went on fire, and you know, I didn't realize that wo jo Kathak dancers or Sufiana singers, you know, they twirl round and round. It looks very simple. Try twirling endlessly and see how difficult it is to keep your balance. And I could never manage it in the rehearsals. But when we went on stage, some kind of an energy took over from the audience, and I started twirling, Sanjukta started twirling, and finally we ended up embracing on stage, and there were tears, and there was this uproar from the audience, and I think we had an encore which went on for a long time. And it was, and Lakshmi was there, as somebody I know her for a long time, and I didn't expect her to be in that festival. I met Parmesh, so many familiar faces whom I've met over the years in events, and I realized, oh my God, the collective catharsis that this moment is having. I mean, it's unforgettable, absolutely unforgettable. And there are snippets of it which are captured. And Asif was, I think, comparing the event, looking gorgeous, wearing this black gown. And he's there in the film too. And yeah, Todi and Bhairavi making blasphemous love is how we call our performance in Kashish the second time around.
So you want to sing a ditty from that by any chance? Are you able to sing anything? Do you remember that, or any other? People are waiting to hear you sing a bit.
I started with an ode to Krishna and Radha, which was in Bhairavi. Aaja sabaniya to hai गरबा लगा लूं आजा सवरिया तो है गरबा लगा लूं रस के भरे तोरे नैन सावरिया रस के भरे तोरे नैन
Wow.
लंगर का करिया जिन मारो लंगर का करिया जिन मारो मोहे गरबा लग जाए मोरे गरबा लग जाए लंगर का करिया जिन मारो. That's Bhairavi to Todi. There are some people here who think they are being ignored because you're not replying back to their messages.
Okay, we'll say hello to one of them.
Listen to what they are saying and also reply to your messages. I'm reading your messages, and you jokers who are putting vomit signs listening to beautiful ragas, your loss. Maybe you're just attention hungry. I will not hold it against you. But Hemant Sen, you seem to be very amused with the fact that I caught that and I give them a tight slap back. Yes, it's an old Bande Ki Todi Shreya. Absolutely, you're right. And
Yeah.
yeah,
But a lot of people are sending you love per se. And one of the person said like the corona has not defeated your voice. Corona will not defeat any of us for sure, right?
That is so sweet. Corona has defeated nobody. People, human beings are resilient. Human beings are helping each other. There is more kindness and goodness in this world than we know there is. I think the worst of the world gets highlighted more often. And that's something we need to fight really hard. Yeah, I think there are a lot of good people out there fighting the good fight and doing a lot of incredible work right now. Uh, so
No, I think all of us are doing our bit per se. I don't
yeah,
think you can blame anybody that they're not doing anything per se. All of
yeah,
us are doing a bit. We are doing in our own ways. You
yes,
cannot just expect everybody to be basically. Also, we don't have to shed tears all the time, right? We can be empathetic and sympathetic without having to shed tears and cry and lament all the time. We
yeah,
can do
Sridhar,
proactive
because
work. Yeah.
I must tell you this that a couple of days ago there was a journalist who was acting very righteous about I'm done with these music videos and people promoting their songs, and I'm done with these fashion bloggers saying that you can use a bikini top for this and that. People are dying and aren't you ashamed? I'm like, listen, man, let whoever do whatever keeps them happy, keeps them mentally in a better space, because who are we to judge as to what the other person is going through and why they are putting up? And everybody has a role to play in this world, you know. I cannot i cannot try and be a doctor right now. I say a big salute to the frontline workers, the health workers. I need to watch out for a 19-member team. There is so much happening within. If we can do something within our own biotope whenever we can, I think starting point. And people
Look,
at
yeah.
this moment should not be judging others about why somebody is feeling happy or wearing a bright colored dress. We can't all be in mourning right now. The country and the world will collapse if all of us were to, you know, get
Yeah,
into
and
that
also
mentality.
Kashish basically just want to mention that Kashish basically also is doing the festival during the pandemic because, as I said, we want to make people happy and keep them away from the worries and anxiety of basically worrying about corona and pandemic all the time. And we also giving back. We are donating 50% of whatever we collect by registration back to NGOs working with the transgender community. So all of us are giving back. It's not that we are basically holding up or anything like that. So basically, we are trying to kind of make our own difference by providing music, cinema, food for thought, food for soul. I think that's also important. I mean, as far as much as medicines and care is important, I really think that art, music, and cinema is also important to nourish oneself. So that's the
Yeah,
reason we
and
are all
we
doing this. And
really undermine the strength that art has and music has to heal. I was actually in the hills till last week, and I met a musician who, for the last 6 years, has been working with cancer patients, even with the Tata Center here, to help them heal with sound. And there are papers being published which show that uh, patients having debilitating diseases heal with music. So I mean, anyway, there's too much of virtue signaling in the world, so I don't need to add to that. But all I want to tell people is, don't grudge anybody what they're doing that makes them happy. यू नो मुझे तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है अगर आप अभी घर पे म्यूजिक लगा के जबरदस्त यू नाच रहे हो, नाचो. इफ दैट इज व्हाट दैट will give you a you know will elevate your spirits, because we need happier people around for us to get on right now. Everybody cannot be in the same boat. And of course, I mean, I have put on my kajal and my eyeliner for this talk, but I know the heaviness in my heart right now because of the fact that some of my team members are really going through a tough time. Parents are in a ventilator. We've been searching for plasma since morning. We finally found 2 donors, and people have been very kind and helpful. Social media has played a very important role in amplifying, people in need. And yet, I'm going to go back to probably there is an idea for a beautiful song that I want to record tomorrow at home. And I'm going to do it. I'm not going to stop doing what I was meant to do in this world. I was meant to create music and tell stories, and I'm going to do it. Nobody's going to shame me into not doing it.
And what's your next project? Somebody's asking here.
I'm working on a couple of things. Music is going to be, I'm right now just focusing on being positive, and in a sense, whatever extra time I have because of the fact that we are not on the move or traveling, apart from the usual stuff, I want to replenish my creative energies. So I haven't read deeply for the longest of times. It might be a simple enough thing, but it's strange how distracted we are in this world that we don't read books anymore. And I'm catching up with a lot of my reading. I am developing a project which I want to start shooting early next year, not earlier than that, but early next year. And yes, there are also talks. There are people interested in making a sequel to Shut Up Sona called Please Sing Sona. I'm working on Please Sing Sona, and I'm working on a lot of music because I feel we are in times where we need much more. We need more songs, happy songs, dancey songs. I put out a song called Hire Hire, which is celebrating beauty through and through. There's no messaging there. There's no body positivity there. There's nothing. There is मैनू हीरे हीरे बोले हाय नी मुंडा लंबड़ा दा नी मुंडा लंबड़ा दा मुझे पागलों जैसे झांके हाय नी मुंडा लंबड़ा दा नी मुंडा लंबड़ा दा. It's a sequel to Ambar Sariya, not sequel, a sister song, which is fully like, beauty and romance, and Lambda means that handsome lad, landlord ka beta kind of number it is. But I collaborated with this designer called Anand Kabra in Hyderabad, and just dressed up in the most glorious clothes that he made for me. And I just reveled in feeling beautiful, looking beautiful, and just singing. Nothing more to it. And I think we need simple beauty, more of that around us. And I think
And people are saying you're taking care of your health because your skin is glowing.
for a
So I think
I'm not multitasking. I'm crazy. I used to have 18-hour days. I used to travel 19 days in a month, and manage a team and run. I also run another company. So I would think that I had to somehow exhaust myself every day to feel satisfied. That has just automatically gone away from my hands right now. I feel very proud of having done all of that because the last 4 years were crazy, juggling this and that, making the film, the music, running the team, the studios. But right now, I think a large part of our world is going through the worst. But also, it's a time to reflect and rethink what our future is going to be. And I'm spending a lot of time doing that, and I was in the border of Sikkim, and I had these beautiful hills around me the last 2 weeks while I was working there. And I had gone to meet a friend there also. There were a lot of parallel things happening. I was also shooting a music video, and it just occurred to me, oh my God, this is the beautiful world that we've been gifted. The bounty of nature is such, cliche as it might sound. We have so much to be grateful for. We've been messing around with this earth in a crazy way, human beings. If you just took note of the statistics, I was shocked to hear that 70% of wildlife, 70% of wildlife has been wiped out by human beings in the last 40 years. 40 years.
Right.
Just in 40 years, we've wiped out a large part of the creatures that inhabited the world with us. So we are a selfish being. Of course, as a collective, right now we are going through a lot of pain, but it's time for us to also revisit how we are going to, what we are going to do in the coming days better. How will we be better and kinder to each other and also to the world around us, So,
all right. So
sorry.
thank you, Sona. That's like really fantastic word. We all need to be kind to each other and to the environment and to everybody around us. So I'll leave on that note. I hope it's okay. We can wind up this conversation. I think you have been a wonderful guest. Thank you for joining in and sharing your thoughts and singing those beautiful ditties. So Kashish 2021 will happen from May 20th to June 6th. I'll send you a pass, of course, but you should definitely help us promote the festival. But next year when we're doing Kashish at Liberty Cinema, you're going to perform. Right now, I'm putting an application right now.
Forever. I'm permanently a Kashish. Whenever you want me, I'm there. I feel very proud and honored to have made this connection with you, Sridhar, and your team and the whole community. It's overwhelming, it's overwhelming how amazing the energies are in your festival. And, I have my closest friends, my closest, dearest friends are from the community of the LGBTQ. And I feel I'm honored. You know, it's my privilege that I get to connect with such special people, not the other way around. So thank you for having me. And I hope we keep in touch for many more interesting things. And I wish for
Thanks a lot.
the bigger and bigger and better year on year, and I know it's going to go there.
Thanks a lot. So Kashish 2021, where you can already register. There's early bird discounts happening right now. So go to mumbaiqfs.com, the website, look for attend tab and check out all the information. Register today. The early bird discount is only till May 2nd. So please do join. And thank you, Sona, for joining in. Really lots of love, lots of good wishes from the community and from me personally and from Kashish, of course. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.